Don's family. So Dan is up in Chicago with his family for the Christmas time. So he went up there. I don't know how he got there. I'm very curious as to whether he drove or whether he flew.
Don't you have understudies for these parts when they're when the principal can't make it?
That's me.
What are you talking
Is somebody
about?
waiting in the wings?
I can play multiple parts.
No, this is a we don't have walk-ons in this game. This is for real, man.
Wait a minute. You promised me I'd have lots of walk-on parts tonight.
Never would make us such a promise. So Dan's with his folks with his family in Chicago, and Don's family is holding their traditional Christmas tonight. So they're all getting together. They didn't get together the other night, so they're getting together tonight to have their Christmas dinner and everything. So that's why they're out.
Cool.
I think Dan is going to be out next week too.
I'm gonna bring this guy upstairs.
Okay.
Where I'm sure he will promptly lie down and.
Good night, Oren. It's good to hang out with you.
Bye, Oren. Good night.
Can you say good night?
If I chat via text, is it easier to chat on Zoom or chat on Roll20? I was assuming Roll20.
R20, yeah, definitely. Honestly, I really look at the chat on the thing. Sometimes the only way that I know that there is chat on Zoom is because when I go get the recording, there's a separate file for the chat log that you can download, and I'm like, there was a chat, and I'm like, I better look in and see what somebody said.
And I really want to get a hold of you. I try to.
Views that mere mortals don't have, so sometimes we're showing things that I'm going, what is that? And it doesn't show the dice roll. It's
yeah, I usually get rid of the dice so that people send secret messages, but I can put it back. So
well, whatever. I just noticed that you have a completely different perspective than your peons.
Yeah, so it's so what I do to do the recordings is I open a second Roll20 window. So I have my my primary window, the DM window here, where you can see everything and you control everything, multiple levels and all that kind of stuff, all my notes. And then what I do for recordings though is I don't want to, because I share it into Zoom, I don't want to give you guys sort of the bird's eye view. So I get a new window and I do as a player. So that's why the last video of Traveler was like all black, because I didn't have my player. I can't see through your guys' eyes. So while you guys could see the map, I couldn't, because in player mode, I can't see through your eyes. So
okay.
Here comes Josh. Just letting him in.
I kind of miss those points where you're sharing your screen and it shows all the stats for the monsters that we're not supposed to see as players. But you can't unsee either, so what are you going to do?
What's happening?
What's happening, Josh?
I made it.
Everything all right?
I got onto this velvet roped dating site called The League.
Okay.
So it was funny, because they say it can take up to months for you to get on. It was like 24 hours. So either they're totally full of shit, or because
they said it could take months for you to get off.
To get on. That is true as well. So I'm usually pretty quick about it.
For a man of your age.
Yeah. So anyway, on Sunday and Wednesday nights they do speed video dating, and
nice.
Up, and if you sign up and you skip, then they boot you out next time. So I had to do one date. It was worthless, with a very Jewish 50-year-old lawyer, which as soon as I told her, she said, "So you're agnostic?" I said, "Well, really atheist." And as soon as I said that,
she blitzed. She blitzed out of there.
She blitzed out about a minute later. But I would have had no interest whatsoever.
Oh, Jesus!
Come on. I'm on the other side. I'm looking to date somebody in their 30s.
Ashkenazi or something? Hasidic? What's up with that? That's ridiculous.
No, Andrew.
No, the rabbi that married me and my shiksa wife and converted her just said, you don't have to believe in God. You just have to act like you do.
There you go. That's a good thing.
Act as if. I see.
My
see.
Jewish father was very agnostic, but he loved a Hanukkah bush more than anything. He loved a Christmas tree.
Well, I make him shave off the Hanukkah bush.
There you go, yeah.
Sorry, Oren.
You don't have those little ringlets, or you know?
Only a small one right below the navel. Small Hanukkah bush.
Oh, you mean the payas?
I see. Oren didn't go to bed.
You know what? He
wants to wield a spoon
Mama's
with his
not
dad.
ready. Mama's reading a story to Asher still. So
Gotcha. Okay.
anyway,
Oren
so
can be like the
Oren-
Salacious Crumb of this game.
Oren, get a spoon. Ask your dad for a spoon.
All right. So short-handed, outgunned, no power armor for Coffin Doyle. I think tonight is going to be spectacular. So
I don't like the sound of this.
I know. And so last time, so much stuff happened. It was a crazy game. You guys came into the abandoned warehouse where the Ursae were hanging out, and immediately got caught up in a gunfight with about a half dozen Ursae with rifles.
Well, that's just foreplay to bears.
Exactly. So they, you guys got in there and actually did very well. You guys got the jump on them, drew their fire, and managed not to get killed. A couple of people got shot. I think Coffin is sporting a bullet hole, as well as I know Mehmet got hit as well. Is that right? Did Coffin get Did you get shot? I think you did get shot.
Coffin always gets shot, right?
Yeah, you did get shot. I thought you're 5 points down. So yeah, Coffin is sort of your bullet bag for
always
this party.
getting shot.
So you guys got through the Ursae, split the party for a little bit while because you found a hatch that went downward. One of the Ursae, I believe it was it Ghazi? I can't remember. Yeah, it was Ghazi. Went down this hatch trying to escape. And you guys, I think it was Jazz, shot him just as he was going down, and he fell down into this area. Into this sort of area where it's like an under like a basement area. Basement, however, looks very looked very different than the upstairs. The upstairs, old warehouse, trash all over the place, sort of like, just sort of slapped together. But once you got down here, you realized that the nature of this building was very different than what you suspected. For down here, the first thing that you guys noticed was a big pressure door with that would be normally seen in some sort of decontamination area, a positive pressure door.
Or a Queen video.
Or a Queen video. So, you, Jazz and Coffin began going through. There was another door off to the side, and they began sort of investigating an area over there, which essentially was a long hallway with a lot of living cubicles in it, little rooms that had, a couple of beds, a couple of tables, a small closet. There was closets along the other side of the wall that had contained linens and household stuff, for people who might be living there. The thing about it is there didn't seem to be anybody living in them, except for one of them looked like it had been lived in a little bit. You came into a room that was reminiscent of this room here, which is reminiscent of a cafeteria. There was, some automated food processors, a couple of tables, that sort of thing, and a door that led into. Ignore the big red lights; those are just light bringers. A door that led into a bedroom that seemed both larger.
Ignore it when you point it out.
You just ignore those. They're to show light so that we have a video that's worth looking at next for this one. So there was a bedroom there, obviously used. But while you guys were investigating, somebody took a pot shot at you guys. A couple of shots actually with with some sort of weapon. I don't think he got Jazz. I don't think he hit anybody. Although Jazz returned fire and did hit the guy. So
He ran off.
Huh?
He ran off.
And so you guys, so Jazz and Coffin gave chase and followed him down into this hallway. Now Jazz finds himself at a door similar in control to the pressure door, but it doesn't look like that it is positive. positive pressure door. It's not a it's not the same as the door that Weber is standing in front of. In the meantime, Weber has sort of so Jazz tried to open that door twice with his electronic skill and failed both times at the very end of last week. Weber was watching this door when Dr. Wagner came downstairs looking for medical supplies. Weber was like, "Look, I'm watching this pressure door." And as you were watching, Weber, the pressure door, which had been locked and red and was, you guys had not, I don't know if you tried to open it. I don't think you did. I don't think anybody tried to open it. Nobody exercised.
We ran out of time.
We ran out of time. Okay, but as you were watching it, the pressure door that Weber and Dr. Wagner were at, which was on red for locked, went to yellow, which was and the readout said cycling. So it is. For those of you, Wagner understands how this works. He would basically say, like, this is, if that's a decontamination chamber, it's 2 doors, there's a chamber. If it's cycling, it means it's decontaminating something. Now, there's no windows or anything. You can't see into it. But if it's cycling, that means somebody has opened the inner door and potentially entered it. They would have, to cycle the decontamination, they would have had to close the inner door and wait for the decontamination process, at which point the outer door, which you suspect you guys are standing in front of, would then open. So it's positive pressure to keep anything from getting out. But what, that being the case, that would be indicatory that there is someone in the decontamination.
Make up a word.
Which?
Indicatory.
Indicatory? Yeah, no, it's
indicative.
It's okay. I just
indicative.
want to know.
Indicatory. If it's not a word, it should be, and it is now. So, so that means that somebody might be in there, and so that's where we start. Suddenly, you also notice that neither Mehmet nor Captain Black are where they're supposed to be. They have disappeared. Probably ran away, because you know how frightened they are of everything.
Am I still wearing my silk pajamas with my pipe and my bunny slippers?
I think you have your standard like medical garb on, you know, the stethoscope, long white coat. Where's Apone? That's good. Apone's gone. So now we come to this point. So before we get started, is there any questions or anything that anybody has?
Where do babies come from?
Well, when a man and a woman love each other very much.
Do they have to be a man and a woman?
Well, it's easier than if it's like a man and a pancake.
Okay.
If it's a
so
pancake,
somebody rolled for man and pancake.
Then you produce $silver pancake.
Ah, $silver pancake. I love that movie. All right, hold on. Let me get this up. All right. So, yeah. So outside of biology discussions, that's where we sort of stand. You know, you guys are something cycling in the decontamination chamber, and Jazz, you know, you and Coffin are at the whole other end of the lab, as you can see on the shared area.
I think they're chasing space storks.
There you go. So the question then becomes, who's up right now?
Well, Jazz is first in the initiative order, so it would be you, then Weber, then if there's the guy in the.
All right, so I'm gonna try and pop this lock with my little hand computer.
Okay.
Yeah. So
and that gives you a bonus, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It does.
Nice.
I've got computer.
You cannot assist because you're on the whole other side of the lab.
I can shout really loud.
I don't know if he could even hear you if you shouted.
If I shout in a forest and some trees are around.
Oh, security 2. All right. So 3. 2d6 plus 3. That's a 13.
13. All right. Yeah. So you do get it. It takes a couple of seconds, but once the computer gets locked onto it and sort of sorts it out, you hear sort of like this, you know, as the bolts kind of retreat. It gives you it goes from red to green, and as far as you know, that door is now unlocked.
Yeah. Now I know Coffin is behind me, right? I heard him.
You heard him. Yeah. He was talking to you too.
Yeah. Yeah, I move back towards Coffin, look around the corner, and give him a hand wave.
All right, so you move back over there and sort of like just it's okay to come forward.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right. That being the case, it is now Weber's turn. Weber, this thing is still on yellow. The door is still on yellow and cycling. So whatever's going on in there, the decontamination is still taking place.
Does neural net work underground like this?
Yeah, your lace is working fine.
Okay, great. So all of that. So I have my connections and everything. Good. Because
Yeah.
otherwise the computer wouldn't do it.
I think Weber actually called Bill Scaramouche last time. So well, you guys were upstairs. So yeah, it's seeming to work.
Yeah. Scaramouche is on his way with the cavalry.
Apparently, you don't know how long it'll take him to get here, though. All right. I tell the doc to step into the hall to get a little cover, and I'll take partial cover in the closet. Okay. Yeah, Bill was a little pissed
Come
off.
out of the closet, Les.
No, get back in. Okay, so all right, so Weber tells Dr. Wagner, back up, there's somebody coming out. He sort of steps into that medical supply closet to get some cover. Do either of you have guns?
Coffin, why are you running? I just called you over. We got the door open here. You wouldn't know what's going on.
Well, you might. I mean,
yeah.
Oh, sorry. You know what? I'm sorry, guys. I was muted. Jazz, where are you?
Well, you pulled your cat all the way away. I was just around the corner. You must have it black. You need to come back to where we were, because we're on the opposite side. Yeah, there you go. Yep. So I call you over.
Hello.
Tell you, got this door open. We need to go in. Yeah.
All right.
okay. So Weber backs up. You hold down the Alt key to move halfway in and out. There you go. All right. So Weber sort of takes a sort of cover behind the open doorway to the supply closet, and he's got his body pistol out. And then he advises, he's like, Wagner, get back so that whenever this guy pops out, you're not in the line of fire. Yeah. All right. As soon as he says that, Weber, you see the pressure door cycle from yellow to green, and the little readout next to the door says process complete, but it doesn't open.
Shit.
You also hear the bolts kind of go back. Chunk, 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 chunk. Think of a vault door where it has those big metal bars that go into it. It's just like you hear those things unhinging. You're like chunk, chunk, as it is. You suspect that door is now unlocked. It's still closed though. Coffin, what are you gonna do?
I am gonna let's open up that door. Why not? I got Betsy ready, my standard 9mm carbine, and I'm ready.
Okay.
You and your old technology. Not all the time.
All right.
General, I'm an old soul.
All right, so you reach out, you activate the controller that opens the door,
Yes.
and it slides backwards. The first thing you notice is that
By the way, I had switched out from the laser carbine to my laser pistol.
okay. Cool. All right. So the door slides open, and the first thing you guys do is you can feel sort of jets of air or something like blowing at you. This is the positive pressure thing. It's like to keep things inward. It's not, you feel it as you sort of pass through because it's blowing sort of back into the room, but you see a very odd room as you sort of step in there. It's obviously some sort of containment area. Because what you see most of all are what looks to be 8 separate vertical cryogenic tanks, and across the way you can see these controllers, these cryogenic tanks. Now it's obvious that the piping and electronics are routed underneath the floor, which is pretty typical. But these are cryo tanks. Most of them, at least the ones you see, the ones you're looking at, which are going to be these ones over here,
Yeah.
are open. You also see that there is a decontamination chamber door over here at the opposite end.
I see.
Here? This one?
Right here.
I can't see.
Oh, it's because I'm a dingleberry. Here we go. Right there.
So, but I can't see it. It's blacked out.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there's a looks like a some sort of doorway over there. Coffin, can you see it?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so that looks like the decontamination chamber door. It is closed. And there's a red light on the control panel over there. As you step forward, you notice that most of these cryos are empty, and their readouts are reading like zeros and reds. However, there are two. This one, as you pass by it, and this one over here, as you look over, that are active, and you can see inside there are people. So the first one you look at, the one closest to you, shut up!
One of your sons?
Yeah. Sorry, my office door was open, so he's playing Call of Duty.
Okay.
So in there, the first one you can see there is a face, looks female, and looks to be completely in cryo. And then the second one looks a little, which is closer to the thing, looks a little different, like that. There's something in there. You're not sure. It looks like that maybe the cryo tank has, well, you're not sure if it's been compromised or something like that, but it certainly doesn't exhibit the same level of quality as the first one. But it does have green readouts, and it looks like whatever's in there might be still alive.
Right.
Okay. Looks like this is a place to put victims of kidnapping.
You can also you also see down here there's windows, and as you are looking in the cryo tanks, you see a guy sort of come up to the window.
The window there.
And sort of look out, and you see him sort of do so this is what he looks like. He's dressed as a scientist, and you see him sort of like look out, and he looks at you, and he kind of goes, kind of waves.
Does he seem friendly?
Well, he doesn't have a gun in his hand or anything like that. So you see him, you know, as you look over. I mean, do you wave back or anything like that, or
No, I you know what? I'm a walk up and here, and I say, "Who are you?"
He's like, 1 second, and he goes back over to this control panel over here on this desk, and he hits his thumb. He said, and you hear over a speaker unit somewhere hidden in the recesses. He's like, "Hello, are you supposed to be here?"
Yes.
What is your name? Are you one of who are you, and what are you doing? Please don't touch the cryogenics.
I'm a guest of Mr. Ghazi. And who might you be, sir?
I am Dr. I forgot his name. Hold on a second. I am Dr. Wiedehinkel. I am a captive here. You work for Ghazi? The Ursae Ghazi?
I do not work for him. You're a captive here?
For the last 284 days, yes.
Would you like to leave?
I would very much like to leave. However, there is a problem.
What's the problem?
The problem is I have been informed that if that door, and he points at this door right over here, if the door is opened without the proper code keys being implemented, it will release the containment fields.
So what?
Well, we have something in the containment fields, and if it is released improperly, it could result in either the entity within the fields being released into the laboratory, or it could result in a discharge of energy, a strong discharge of energy, like an explosion.
I see. So what do you say I bust open this door and we both hit the deck and let's see what happens?
I would recommend against that. Please do not try to open the door.
Are you sure? I mean, I walk over and I...
You misunderstand.
The door.
The containment field is right over there. And he points
Okay,
to his left.
I step back and lock Coffin in.
The containment field is right over there. If you come through that door without the proper codes and the power is cycled wrongly, then it will explode, or even worse, it will release the entity.
Okay, wait.
Coffin, what is your
Doctor, who told you this? And are you sure they're not just pulling your chain just to keep you here?
I'm sure.
I was told this by the senior most Ursae and by Bill Elephant, and the security man, Mr. Elephant, and that and frankly, it works either way, even if it is a lie. I dare not allow it for fear of breaching the containment field.
All right then. So then, who's got the codes?
Coffin, I have a way to bypass. Remember, I just did the door, so we may be able to get it open.
Well, Dr. Hinkle, who's got these codes?
I have only, and so as you sort of look in, you see that not only is this sort of a control center for a laboratory, but you also see that it looks like the guy has been staying in here, like living in here. He looks kind of disheveled. You see what looks to be a cot over in the corner that has some personal effects on it, a pillow and that kind of stuff. And you think that this guy's been locked in here for a while.
Oh, geez. All right. Look, I say, all right, Dr. Hinkle, we're gonna spring you. So where do you think we might find these codes?
The senior Ursae have them, as well as I think Mr. Elephant has a code as well.
Where did you last see Bill Elephant?
He ran through here just moments ago. He was heading towards the pressure vault.
I see. All right. Look, just hang tight and keep a cool head, and we're gonna see what we can do to open up these doors safely.
I would once again appeal to you: do not try to open the doors without the appropriate code keys. It would be very incredibly dangerous if what the Ursae has told me is true.
All right. Well, then look, I'm gonna go have a conversation with Bill, and the topic of the conversation is gonna be code keys.
Okay. Nice to meet you, Mr. Doyle.
Nice to meet you. Wait, who told you my name was?
It's written on your shirt. You can see it right there. No. All right. So that's Coffin, Dr. Wagner. So Weber just told you to sort of get behind the wall, or get out of sight, take some cover, because he thinks that something's coming out. And Coffin's kind of wandering around. So what do you do?
So coming out, is this a quinceanera party or?
Probably.
I guess
he hasn't.
Anyone need medical attention?
I do, but I'm in another part of the facility.
And you don't have it, and of all of them, you don't have neural lace. So true. Yeah, I mean, you can't hear Wagner through there. This door is also sealed, and it has the the red light. It's like secured.
Okay. I wonder if the general could bypass this door.
That's possible. Dr. Wagner, what are you going to do?
I think I make fondue. I really don't know.
Okay. Well, so Weber says get under cover. There's somebody coming out of the pressure door, out of the decontamination door. There's also so this door right here is open. So there's that little hallway that leads sort of into the back area, the living quarters area. I mean, you could go that way too.
Okay.
I mean, it's up to you.
Well, I've heard there's a fondue set in the kitchen, so.
A really good one too.
All right. Well, let me get this thing out of the way. All right. I guess I will. Whoa, what is all this stuff I'm seeing?
Where did you go?
I'm going down the hallway. I don't know how many spaces I can move.
6, I believe.
6. So somewhere around there.
Yeah. So in there, there's several open doors marked in yellow there, and as you peer in, you can see that some of these are essentially like dormitory rooms. Most of them are unused.
Do any of them look suitable for a nap?
There's 2 beds in each one, so yeah, if you feel a nap coming on, this would be perfect.
I'm just thinking contingencies.
I feel it. All right, so you just go down there. Are you going to do anything else? You can do another move or some other thing if you want.
Okay, I'll make another move.
Okay.
So, because what else am I going to do? I got a carbine and I've got some skill, but there's nothing to shoot. So I guess
Go to there.
I think so.
Okay. As you go down there, you pop your head into those little closets, and essentially they're filled with like bed linens, consumer products, little shampoos, soaps,
Anything
things like that, paper towels. I don't know. There's no medical gear in there. It's mostly supplies for people. If there were people staying in these rooms, it's supplies like that. So towels, sheets and bedding, shampoos and soaps, things like that.
Well, who doesn't like to be clean?
That's true. All right. That it for you, Doc?
I think so.
All right, Jazz. You see Coffin wandering about in this lab, well beyond his movement rate.
Well, you take us out of in here. You can take us out of initiative.
Not yet.
Hey,
No, just temporary out of initiative. So I've heard his conversation, I assume.
Yeah. You sort of stepped in and you could hear him talking to the guy, and you can actually see that guy down here in the south.
Yeah. So I swing down here and I say, so what was it he said? He said is this the containment chamber there? That big one?
This is the cryogenic chamber. The containment vessel is to my left. It's over. I don't know if you can even see it from here. There's this door over here that has a sort of a window in it, and it's the containment. The containment vessel is beyond that pressure door.
Is this the door, or
that's the door right there? Yeah.
Okay, so there's another pressure door right here. Got it. And I heard him yell that the guy is. I heard him yell that what was Bill?
Bill Elephant.
Bill Elephant. Yeah, not
Mr. Elephant.
Bill Elephant went through over here, or over here.
Yes, he ran through. He ran through the cryogenics chamber and went over into the decontamination door.
I say, who is the woman in this first cryogenic chamber, and what is the creature in this other cryogenic chamber?
I don't know who they are. I suspect they are both like I am scientists who were captured and brought here to work or to be transshipped to elsewhere. Like there have been several times where people have been brought here in cryogenic stasis. They have been kept here for sometimes days or more rarely weeks, and then taken away elsewhere. After that, I don't know. I have been kept in this room to monitor the AI controls on the containment vessel. My expertise is in gravitics and plasma containment chambers, which I assume is why I was brought here.
And what is this facility being used for, other than cryogenically holding kidnapped scientists?
Well, they brought me here to administer the containment vessel, which is containing the entity which they have captured from within. It's very technical, but They have discovered, the Ursae have discovered certain entities which reside in a region of space through the space-time continuum that is very similar to jump space. They have made contact with these entities, and in some cases have brought them from their from where they reside into our space, essentially dropping them into our real-time space continuum. And they are parlaying. My understanding is they are parlaying with these creatures to obtain jump space transfer that is far superior than what currently exists.
Well, that's unacceptable. We're going to get you out of here. What's the doctor's name again?
Dr. Wiedenhinkel?
Dr. Wiedenhinkel, we're going to get you out of here, and we're going to shut this down. Don't you worry.
I want you to be very careful. I have been administering this containment field for over 200 days now, and it is controlled primarily by a small purposeful AI, but the AI also controls the cryogenics. So it is a very busy little creature. So if the containment, if the AI's attention is diverted to even the slightest little bit away from maintaining the field, it is possible that the containment field will be breached, and either a fairly substantive transfer of energy will take place, or it will release the entity either back into its own space-time continuum or into ours. They have done this before. They have released, while I have been here, they have released at least 2 entities into our continuum from this location.
And what are these? What capabilities do these creatures have that scare you so much?
My fear is that they do not conform. I am not a biologist or a xenobiologist by any stretch of the imagination. My expertise is in plasma dynamics and containment, gravitic containment. But they seem to, at least to my untrained eye, violate many of the laws of physics that which we must comply with in our space-time continuum. I have seen one creature act in what I could only term as a multi-phase capacity, the ability to essentially transfer itself back and forth through various phases of jump space.
Space and time slippages?
Again, this is not my area of expertise, but it could be that. I don't know.
I've heard of this before. This is bad news, definitely. That's probably as much time. The last thing I ask is, does he know? Do you know what type of creature is in the second cryogenic chamber?
I do know. I did not see them. I did not see them bring it. It was it was in the cryogenic chamber when it was brought in. I have not been able to see the creature. I don't know.
Okay, that's where I am, because that's about as much time as I.
Okay, Weber, are you still on like OpFire? Okay, so I'm gonna put you on. Well, we won't have to wait very long because at that point this door opens up.
Uh-oh.
And you see a guy sort of come out and look around. He has a pistol in his hand, and he looks like he knows how to use it.
Age the elephant. None of you got that joke. Oh, fucking.
What was it? What did you say?
Age the elephant.
Oh, Cage the elephant. Yes.
All right, so I'm going to do a quick. So he's going to look around. So let's see if this works. He sees you, Weber, in that corner, and he fires. And I'm assuming that you are going to fire as well. Okay, so boom! Exchange of gunfire in the hallway.
Can we hear it through the doors? Or not?
Probably. Doyle, if Doyle is standing by the doors, he would probably hear it. All right, so all right, Weber, I'm firing at you. Ooh, just misses. It spangs off the metal door, your things, and you fire at him and hit. What are you firing? You've got a body pistol, right? Body pistol. Okay, so let me get down on it. Oops, wrong book. There we go. Going back to 1977. All right, here we go. Body pistol does. I think it's 3D. Yep, 3D6 damage. Let's go ahead and roll the damage. 15 points of damage. So the 2 shots ring out. One spangs against the hallway, and Weber just missing you. But Weber, you fire back, and you hit him square amidships. A hole materializes in his white lab coat, and he gets he still got his gun pointed at you, and then you see him start to wobble a little bit, and then the gun drops out onto the floor, and he slumps over and falls to the floor himself moments later. All right, you're rushing over there. Yeah, you got him right in the heart.
Oh, no, he's done.
You got him down. All right, so that is Weber.
Oh, look, 3 5s.
All right, Weber, it's your turn. What do you do? Coffin, you're pretty sure that at least you've heard at least 2 shots on the other side of that door.
Can I open up these doors?
You could try. There is a cycling mechanism. You can try to.
May I try?
It's not your turn yet, though. It's Weber's turn.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. Check. Okay, so Weber, you check for pulse. You find none. He is dead. And then you put it over on the neural ace. Who are you sending it to? To like all your guys? Doyle and Jan. Okay. So Doyle does not have neural ace, but Jazz does.
I do. Are we out of initiative now that he's dead?
Yes.
All right, so let's move forward.
Okay.
My up, who's up now? Coffin?
Well, so Weber, is real quick, sort of searching this guy. You find you find his pistol, which is an automatic pistol that he has on his that he was using. He doesn't have anything else really on him other than a small credit stick. He doesn't have any identifying papers or anything like that. He's a big dude, sort of underneath the thing. And you could see that the lab coat doesn't really fit him that well.
Let's bring him over and see if Dr. Hinkle knows who he is.
So Doyle, give me an electronics roll when you get a second, or Jazz too, to see if you guys can cycle.
I can give you an
Electronics. Let's see.
Oh.
I don't have that.
Okay.
The computer wouldn't do anything for this, right? Because it's really just
it's just a door.
All right, so my electronics is.
I have mechanic.
Oh, I didn't get it that time.
Okay. You want to try Doyle?
Can I try mechanic?
Sure.
Great. So I got mechanic 1. So do I roll 2d6 plus 1?
Yep. I have none. Well, I can try mechanic.
So this is what this guy looks like. This is an image that you get over neural ace, Jazz, from Weber.
Great.
Eric. Yeah, it takes you're looking around and you're not entirely sure how this door works.
Okay. Kind of cool.
All right. Jazz is like, okay, oh yeah, there it is. And you see, you have to do it this way. And when you activate it, it goes to you activate it from the inside, and it goes to yellow. And Weber, this door on the outside begins to close.
They see us though through it.
It does not have windows.
Oh, that's right. So they can. Yeah. So I guess our door.
Yeah, it takes a few moments, but then your door opens up.
So I yell through to the other side. You guys okay? What happened out there? We're coming through.
All right, so Weber, you hear them sort of like it's muffled, but you can hear them. So while you guys are doing that, Dr. Wagner, what are you doing?
I don't know.
Good
Okay,
answer.
you want to go to? I mean,
I'm gonna try to find where everybody else is.
Well, you just heard us in the room there. Right?
well, you did hear gunshots behind you too.
Well, that's a good reason to move in the opposite direction, isn't it?
Yes, generally.
But they stopped.
I'll go here.
Okay. All right. So you're essentially in the this is the cafeteria of sorts.
Oh, I'm hungry.
Yeah, there is automatic food processors that it uses, like shipboard food. It uses undifferentiated molecular base (UMB). So yeah, you could. I mean, if you wanted to make something, you certainly could.
Well, I want to stuff my pockets because I could sell it later at an Ursae outpost.
This is more like human food, not Ursae food.
They eat all kinds of stuff.
True. Okay, so you're doing that. All right. So you guys, Coffin, you and Jazz are cycling the thing.
Yes, please.
All right. As you hit those controls on the inside, and there are controls again on the inside, the door behind you that you just came through from the cryo lab closes.
Okay.
Then you have the sort of radiation kind of going off, and you can feel it's a typical Jazz. You would recognize it as a typical microwave decontamination, and then a few moments later, the other door opens up.
Okay. Nice.
And you see Weber with a gun in his hand standing over the guy that shot you, who looks pretty dead.
All right. Jeez. Well, he's dead. Okay.
Yeah, it looks like Weber shot him right in the heart.
Nice shot. Nice shot.
Sudden death. All right, so I don't know. What do you guys? He's dead, and you can see that Weber has the gun off to the side. Jazz, you recognize it as the same gun the guy used to shoot at you, and Coffin, but he's pretty dead. He doesn't have anything else on him.
Okay.
Understandable. All right. So what do you guys do now?
Let's see. I would like to drag this guy over to Dr. Hinkle and ask Hinkle if he knows who this guy is.
Okay. So you're going to drag him over?
Sure.
Okay. To sort of like the window?
Yeah. If that's possible. I mean, I know I would have to, again, cycle through the doors and so on, but I want to find out who this guy is that Weber just zapped.
Okay. So yeah, so you get over there, and I don't know, is anybody else gonna go over there with him? I'm just gonna leave both doors open. You guys are gonna breach the containment anyway.
We find on the body any key cards or anything?
Nothing like that. Just a fairly standard issue credit stick and a gun.
All right. So while they're busy doing that, I am going to shoot back to those rooms we were in before.
Okay.
And search them closely.
Okay.
Search in here, everything, to see if I can find anything.
Okay, cool. Dr. Wagner, you see Jazz enter into this bedroom where you are. Jazz, you see Dr. Wagner sort of like looking around the kitchen.
Wags?
Nobody calls me Wags but my mother.
I call anybody. I'll call you what I want to call you.
All right. Weber, what about you? What are you going to do? You're checking in with Scaramouche from that same hallway?
Wags, you pick your nose in Poughkeepsie?
I picked my butt.
All right. So Coffin, you
Smell your
basically drag this guy over and hold him up, and you hear Wiedenhinkel sort of goes over to say, he's like, "That is Mr. Elephant. He has looked better."
It was Mr. Elephant.
All right. Yeah, I kind of wish this guy wasn't dead. So, Doctor, you're saying this guy knew the codes?
He has been present when the codes have been used. Usually, it is Mr. Elephant that brings my food and drink, and maintains the security of the laboratory.
Okay, got it. Thank you. Well, and did he? All right. And you never saw Mr. Elephant ever write down a code anywhere, or?
Not to my knowledge.
Thank you. Okay, and you said that the main guy, the leader of the Ursae, also has the code.
Yes.
All right, I guess I'll go get him next. Thanks.
Okay. All right, so Coffin does that. Jazz, you and Dr. Wagner, in between friendly bon mots, are searching various places. Yeah, you don't. So you find a bunch of things. Your guess is that these are Bill Elephant's quarters, but you don't find anything that looks like a code or anything like that. You do find some personal items. A little closet with some clothing. In the drawer of the desk is a couple of clips for the same gun that you think he used, and a huge amount of bear porn. No, I'm kidding. There's just a statistically unreasonable amount. But yeah, nothing in the way of papers or anything that would be sort of indicative. Your guess, looking at having gotten a look at him and looking into this room, is that this guy was in-house security, keeping an eye on the scientists and making sure everybody was doing their thing.
In this room as well, it looks like a bathroom.
It is. It's a bathroom.
And I don't find anything in there.
No, just personal effects, toothbrush, shampoo, that kind of thing.
How about back in this room here?
All right, back in the
Oh, that's the kitchen.
Yeah.
So now I move out, and I got my gun still drawn. We've been in these rooms on the north side. Right?
You have.
We have not been in this.
You have not gone through this door either.
Oh, that's right. So here, I listen at that door. Do I hear anything?
You do, actually. You hear what sounds to be sort of, it's not crying, but if when people are crying and they're trying not to be loud, it sounds like that kind of like kind of sound that people make when they're trying to be quiet.
I open the door.
Okay.
With gun drawn, ready to shoot if I see any aggressive movement.
Okay. You see a woman in a laboratory coat sort of crunch down. This room itself is obviously some sort of storage room for the cafeteria. There are cups and plates and things like that, and various kinds of additional tanks for the UMB and some various little produce and stuff, some shelves with some canned food and stuff on it, a little variety. Next to those shelves is a woman, probably in her late 20s, early 30s. She's hunkered down and she is crying, and she seems quite fearful of you as you walk in. She kind of cringes back. No.
I keep the gun aimed on her. I say, "Who are you, ma'am?"
It's hard for her to talk, and she says, "Look, you please don't shoot me. I have done nothing. I've done everything that you've asked of me."
Who are you, ma'am?
I am Dr. Asnar.
Who do you think I am, ma'am?
I don't know. The new security? I've done nothing. I've done nothing but do what you've asked.
What is it you've been doing?
I am I'm a cryogenic technician. I've been managing the cryogenic for the
Good. Come
for the
with
guests.
Good. Come with me. Do what I say, and you won't get hurt.
She's like, okay, and she sort of stands up and comes forward.
Okay. So
she's obviously incredibly frightened.
Yeah, I say, walk ahead of me. I say, Wags, looks like we may have found a little bit of help here.
Who are you people?
You're asking the questions now. Walk through this door.
She goes in there and she looks
All right.
around. She's not. She kind of like looks around. You don't think that she's been in here before.
Through this door next, ma'am.
Okay.
No sudden moves.
Okay. She runs. No, I'm kidding. All right. So she takes it.
This door's still open, right? We
Yeah,
opened.
yeah. She moves with exaggerated slowness of somebody, the exaggerated slowness of somebody that has a gun pointed at them.
Yeah.
But then she comes in and she sees Doyle. She sees dead Bill Elephant, and she's like, "Oh no, you are going to kill me, aren't you?"
No, we're not.
I'm staying behind her. I say, move inside, please, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. Okay.
Like I said, do what we say, and you'll come to no harm.
You hear from inside is like, "Veronica, please do not be afraid. I think these gentlemen are here to wish to help us." And so Dr. Asnar sort of looks over and she's like, "Hendrikus, who are these people?" And he's like pushing the button. He's like, "I don't know who they are, but it looks like that they are. It could be that they are here to help. Please cooperate with them."
I look at her and I say, I'm Krojingin, Jazz Krojingin.
I'm Dr. Asnar.
All right, Dr. Asnar, what can you tell me about the creature in this cryogenic chamber and the woman in this cryogenic chamber?
Well, these the and she sort of laughs and says, "The guests of the Ursae. This is I don't know their names, but I assume that they are also scientists. This is a human woman who was brought here about 3 weeks ago and has been kept in cryogenics ever since. And this person over here is a vegan." Of the area around Vegan. I don't know anything else about them other than I had to alter some of the cryogenics to ensure that that the creature would be staying alive. But I am good at my job, and they are both alive.
Can the creature survive in the atmosphere in this station?
I would think not. I don't know much about. I know a little bit about vegan requirements. They live in a heavy methane atmosphere. They would not be. I assure you, it is unlikely that they would be able to breathe for very long in this atmosphere.
Got it. And what was I going to say? And the young woman scientist here, human.
Human, yes.
Okay. I say, I ask her, how did you end up here?
I was taken by some men and from my home corporation where I was working. I am originally from Junction, and I was taken about 3-4 months ago and brought here for the express purpose of monitoring the transfers of cryogenics. My expertise is in cryogenic studies, and I was brought here to manage these cryogenic pods as they come in. As you can see, this laboratory is set up where a portable cryogenic pod can be brought in under battery power, essentially, and connected to our system here. This is designed specifically for that.
Yeah. Now we've been told by your colleague here that opening these doors could be dangerous without the specific key codes. But I happen to be somewhat of a master at opening doors. What do you think the odds are that there may be an issue?
Well, at that point, you hear Dr. Odenhinkle come back over the PA, and he's like, "Please do not try to open the doors. We cannot afford to have a containment breach in here. I will certainly die of it, as you might as well. These walls, they are good. They are not. If there is a transfer of energy due to containment breach, these walls will not be sufficient to contain it."
Sorry, this thing's going a little nuts on me now.
Dr. Asnar, refresh your browser. Dr. Asnar is basically saying, "I don't know anything about containment fields or breaches or anything like that. I do know that whenever they open those doors to it was to extract one of the multi-phase creatures and bring it out of the containment field."
I say, Colfin, keep your eyes on Dr. Asnar for a minute. Now, I don't want to open the doors, but I do want to use the computer to examine the security system. Can I do that?
Sure.
Okay, so I'm going to do that. So that's all right, so that's 2. Actually, that's a lot more because it's a 5, so it's 7, 8. 2, 6 plus 8. I always forget to get the R in front. Right. 15.
15. All right. So you crank in there, and it's pretty sophisticated security. Obviously, 15 is pretty good. So, and you have a bit of a background in security as well. Your understanding is that these particular doors are indeed being controlled by a small artificial intelligence. Your guess is that artificial intelligence is very close, and it's all the same artificial intelligence that is controlling the cryogenic tanks and the containment field that Dr. Wiedenhinkel talks about.
Can I fool it, force its attention onto the cryogenic tanks in the containment field to get these doors open without?
There is an override which would essentially convert the thing to manual. So as long the idea is that if the door is breached, a security alert will happen. The AI will become aware of it and will devote more of its resources to the door. At which point, as Dr. Wiedenhinkel points out, its resources are not like focused on the containment field. So basically what Wiedenhinkel will tell you is like, look, the AI is not very large. It couldn't be very large. Otherwise they wouldn't have been able to bring it on station without somebody knowing about it. They had to camouflage it and all that kind of stuff. So, but it's not very powerful. It's just powerful enough to do the complex mathematics and things like that are required for these two
my
things.
Computer, because mine is a pretty high-end computer
Mm-hmm.
with security capabilities and an intellect. My computer probably is a higher level AI than this AI.
Could be, yeah.
Right, because if you include it's level 5
Mm-hmm.
plus a 2 intellect plus 2 security.
Yep.
That's like a +9.
It's pretty good. Yeah, you've got a solid little laptop there. It's definitely a Lenovo product.
Chip AI, yeah. I see.
But basically, what they're doing is what you get out of this is if you enter the codes that they're using transfers ownership of the door mechanism from the AI to like a manual system that's built into
That's
the doors.
basically what I can accomplish.
Yeah, you could try to. Yeah.
All right, let's do it. What do you guys think?
Okay.
Rolling with a +9, so it's pretty high.
Worth a try. But
I can't get less than
the
11.
doctors did say that if the containment field is breached, there will be a very big kaboom.
Yeah, I can't get less than, and by the way, Les, if I manually override this, so it's manual, does that shift the AI to totally being focused on the containment field door and the cryogenics?
Correct. Yeah, it's basically the security is essentially making the AI watch the door. When you want to go in and out, you essentially tell the AI you don't need to watch this door anymore, and it retracts those resources. But if there's a security breach on the door, like you go in without the code, the AI focuses its resources towards security as opposed to keeping everything controlled, which is what Dr. Wiedenhinkel says.
Hold on 1 second. Whoops.
Weber, you get.
Just so you know, Weber, was it Scaramouche who's on his way? Yes, or maybe we don't know definitively.
Well, Weber called him in when he was still upstairs.
Okay, so what I was going to say is I don't have a problem waiting for Scaramouche, but I want to get this door open, right? We can wait for him to come, but I think wise to get the door open. I don't think Scaramouche is going to have close to the capability that I already have with this, just because of my background. So let me get the door open and then we can wait for Scaramouche and let him know.
Okay, then look, I'm gonna escort the lady doctor out of the room while the good general works. Ma'am, please come this way for your safety. And I leave
You're gonna
her.
shut the door. You're gonna go out. You're gonna close the door behind you.
I'll go. I'll lead her to here with Jix.
Okay. So you got
Ma'am?
there. You,
Okay.
all right. You gonna take a shot at it?
Good luck, General.
Here we go. Come on, baby. Nice.
Nice. Okay, 16. So yeah, so as you're futzing with it, Dr. Wiedenhinkle kind of goes over here and he stands behind here and crouches down. But your computer is telling you that you've switched the door over to manual, and it's asking unlock ?
And I say,
Oh,
unlock.
What do you say?
Unlock.
The doors open up, and this guy he's down and he's like, he immediately as he sees those doors open up, he immediately he waits a second, maybe 2 seconds, and then he stands up and he runs over to here, and he's checking. He's like, oh, thank goodness, the containment field has not been breached.
Good. Yeah, I have some skill in this. The AI is now focused exclusively on the containment field and on the cryogenic chambers. So, Doctor, we're going to stick around here for a little bit longer. We're waiting for some people to come. They'll be wanting to debrief you, and I'll be wanting to debrief you as well. So tell me a little bit about what it is specifically you've been doing here beyond the limited amount you shared with us earlier.
Okay. All right. Weber, you get a buzz tone from Bill Scaramouche. They're about 5 minutes out. They'll be arriving in about 5 minutes. And he's like, I brought some guys. Is there still? And he's asking you, what's the situation as far as enemies are? Is there still gunfire going on, that kind of thing? We're not receiving any recordings of any continued gunfire there. Is everything all right?
I think upstairs dead, quiet or dead. Less, as far as I know, we're all dead. But
Yep.
they're all quiet. Yeah. Then that's what I say is that all combatants are down. We've started rescuing some of the prisoners we found here.
Okay. All right. So you come down here and so he's like, we're 5 minutes away. So and Weber will let you guys know, I'm sure, that Scaramouche and team will be here in 5 minutes. Jazz, did you want to ask questions of this guy now, or of Dr. Asner?
Dr. Asner, I think we want to get in to get the human scientist out of her cryogenic chamber.
Well, Dr. Asner will tell you that bringing somebody out of cryo is a lengthy process. You have to ease them out. You can't just like pop them out. Even when you let out that one guy from the cryo tank that you stole from the Ursae, Veronica Asner, with a Z, Asner with a Z. It took like half a day, and you guys were hurrying it. Jet Black's friend was like, "Look, this is going to take time." So she's like, "I can begin the warm up process, but it will take, a day at least for me to get her all the way brought out."
We need to begin that process, or actually, do we want to do that, or leave her cryogenically frozen? Discuss with Scaramouche what we should do if there are others we need to trap here, because I'm guessing there are others who come back to this facility, right? That's what the doctor's been this scientist.
So what he would say is that the Ursae control this facility, and sometimes they come in with humans, and sometimes it's just Ursae. He's like, I don't know their names. They've never given me their names.
How regularly do Ursae come?
How regularly? Daily. There are Ursae in here daily.
And is there usually a time?
Nothing that he would be able to identify as a particular time of day in which they would enter. It's typically more or less random.
We're probably going to need to set an ambush. Is my guess for when they come back. If we got to capture somebody, shows up so that we can get information, right?
Right. I would. Well, he's like, look, I see.
I'm not saying, I'm metagaming with the guys here.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Andrew, Eric, Matt.
What?
Thoughts. How do you want to handle this? I gave my idea to wait for Scaramouche, begin the process of defrosting the woman, and then sort of try and figure it out with Scaramouche, but possibly set an ambush for some of the Ursae who may show up. But we do have to get rid of the bodies upstairs, though, right? Otherwise, it's going to be pretty obvious.
Well, I think we should move all the bodies to somewhere, maybe a room or one of these.
Good idea. Throw them down and we'll drag them into one of those little bedrooms.
And we should try our best to mop up the worst of the blood. Maybe some light dusting.
Of course, the explosions upstairs may give some things away too.
So I just want to make sure I'm getting this. You guys are cleaning up the crime scene?
Yeah, not yet. No. We gotta wait till Scaramouche comes. We're having a prior conversation.
Gotcha. Okay.
We're having a prior conversation. It's not crime. It was self-defense. Not a crime.
But
Not a crime if they shot
I
her.
actually agree with the general. We should see if we can lay an ambush for returning Ursae.
Good idea.
Just because A, it's fun, and B, it's fun.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah, I guess we're waiting. I ask the cryogenic scientist whose name I keep forgetting.
Dr. Asner.
Dr. Asner. I asked Dr. Asner to begin the defrosting process for the woman.
All right, if you insist.
Yeah.
She goes over to the controls and begins to work on stuff. I mean, a lot of it is,
I say, what's the fastest that you can safely defrost her, even if she's a little bit out of it?
20 hours.
20 hours. That's a deal. We'll have people here to watch over you and your safety shortly.
All right, and about that time, Weber, you get a code that says from Scaramouche. Says, "I'm here. We're coming in." So you go upstairs.
Yeah, you're going to need to bring them down.
Okay, so you go upstairs, Weber, and you see Scaramouche, and they're a couple of Greenpernt's finest. There's probably a half dozen guys with rifles and body armor that come in, and they're looking around. And Bill's like, "Weber, every time you and I talk, there's blood on the floor."
Where's Jet?
And about that time is you see Scaramouche say, "I'm really sorry about this." And behind Bill Scaramouche is Bill Cigarette, who steps out and says, "Weber Jix, I am placing you under arrest. Are you armed?" And so about that time, the rifles are trained on you.
Let me ask you a question. Does Weber have neural lace?
He does.
We're in contact. I hear this going on.
I don't know if you set that up.
Yeah, well, we would have because we were in communication, right?
Okay.
I had that set up, so I hear.
Yeah, it's not that they live in there. It's they can send you messages.
Often watch the scientists, and I run as fast as I can up
the stairs.
Up the stairs, yeah.
Okay.
I slowly open my jacket to show my my body pistol.
All right. One of the guys in the rifles moves forward and he puts the rifle up and takes the pistol away from you. About that time, Jazz runs in and those rifles just go. And Bill Cigarette goes, "You would be General Krasingen, correct?"
Correct.
I am placing you under arrest as well. Please.
Under arrest?
Under arrest. Well, for right now, we're going to get to the bottom of what happened to these Ursae.
I would suggest you follow us downstairs.
And I would suggest you disarm before I instruct these men to shoot you as an armed potential criminal.
I'm going to reach in. I have a license to carry these weapons.
And that license is temporarily revoked by order of Greenpernt Security.
Uh-huh.
You got like 5 rifles trained on you right now. As this guy and the other guy, the guy who got his body pistol is moving forward, and he's at.
Hold it. Isn't Bill Cigarette the same guy who came earlier? During the
Bill Cigarette was the detective who was at Bill Tiefling's house with you guys.
Yeah.
And asked you questions. So you know this guy, but now he's all business.
No, he knows me, but didn't he know me from the initial shootout in the bar? Was he in the bar?
No, that was a different guy.
All right, so I say I'm going to drop my weapons, and as this is going on, I use my neural lace to contact my guy from here. Hold on.
Was it Bill Francoeur, the guy you know?
Well, it was.
Or your guy and the detectives?
Well, that and my guy in the group that I'm a part of.
Okay.
Like that, and I what do you call it? Sub-vocalize what's going on and say you need to let Bill Cigarette know that this is a major action on the part of the would it be what's the name of the
Criminal enterprise?
no
Ursae?
No, not the Ursae, but my guys.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. So
it's what it is like.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, he's like he hits back to you and he's like, I'll see what I can do. I didn't know anything about this. So he's like, I'll get back to you. In the meantime, comply with security.
I said, we will answer any questions you have, but I'm asking you, begging you to see what we found downstairs. Take us in. Imperative.
Well, we'll take a look. Don't worry. So, so the rest of you are still. So Wagner, you and Coffin are still downstairs, and you get. So Wagner, you get over neural. Dr. Wagner, or should I say Wags? Dr. Wagner, you get neural laced by both Jazz and Weber. That's like we're being taken into custody up here, and pretty soon, these guys are going to be coming downstairs.
Yeah, I sub-vocalize.
Coffin, you don't know any of this is happening.
Nope.
To the doctor. To Wags that they should actually. I'm thinking right now whether we should have the doors all locked up so they can't get in at the moment, and sort of force them to hang around until they get word from my people. I could also lock the doors from the inside when we get in there, right?
So you're talking about at this point, I think, so Jazz, you have given up your weapon, right?
Yeah.
You placed it on the ground.
I've given up my obvious weapon.
Okay. Well, these are cops, so they know how to search people. What other weapon do you have?
But I am what I am.
This is my rifle. This is my gun. They may
know how to search people, but I know how to hide things very well.
You put it in your nature's pocket, didn't you?
There you go. Now there's all sorts of things.
Prison wallet.
His prison wallet.
I do have a Protect suit.
I got you. Okay, so they will take you to custody, and they actually will, for both you and Weber, they will place flexi cuffs on your hands behind your back, so you're essentially handcuffed. Wagner, what do you do? So you've gotten all these messages from upstairs saying, "Hey, we're being taken into custody." So Jazz, what did you advise Wagner to do? I know that Weber said don't let him take you alive.
A sub-vocal conversation for the neural net. So we got to figure out what to do. What I was going to say was perhaps they should lock those doors, lock themselves in the space, so that our guys can't get back in until they get word from my people. See what I'm saying?
So
Right. Yeah.
lock themselves up in like in the cryo lab.
In the cryo lab. Yep. Yeah.
Okay, Wagner, what do you do?
Well.
Otherwise, you're going to be arrested too.
Dr. Wagner, sorry.
I look forward to being arrested.
But we need a delay. The thing is, we need a delay in order for my people to get through to them.
All right, so I'm going to use my electronics and computer capabilities to close passageways.
You actually just have to hit the button because from inside, right? You don't need anything to close it. You just hit the button and it closes and locks.
Right, yeah, from inside, it's easy.
Yeah. So you
Well,
got
I
it.
like easy.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I do.
All right, so you go into the cryo lab, and there's Coffin, who is sort of watching this woman sort of work on something, and then there's another guy you can see sort of through the windows down below who's like working on something over here. Both of them are dressed as
Hulk space, but Matt, you
as
can change.
scientist.
Who's Hulk space station?
I don't know, man.
Is that you, Matt? And you can change it. Yeah, there we go. You'll destroy the whole station.
All right, so Wagner, what do you tell Coffin? Because Coffin is just watching this woman, and he's like, "Hey, Doc, what's going on?"
I go, hey, dude,
Hey,
Dude.
you need some healing, buddy?
yes, please. You know, I got shot again.
So I go snuggle up to Coffin Doyle and I give him some healing.
Thank
Okay.
you very much. Thank you.
Go ahead and roll a med check.
Oh, why do you always have to vex me and test me?
Hey, one time happened that I was, the party healer, and I fungoed my med check so bad that I accidentally removed the guy's kidney. So it can happen.
Well, yeah, but there's you and then there's the rest of the world.
That's true.
Give him the special injection.
10. Yeah. So you could do, you can patch him back up. So yeah, you do what we call, which I wrote down from when I was reviewing the video from last time, which Matt calls the Coffin Doyle treatment. Plug the hole with some run flat, then juice him up with your special medicine, and he'll be back on his feet.
Which is precisely what I do.
Thank you.
All right. So he gets 2d6 back.
Thank you.
And by the way, this, I was also sort of trying to sense the motive of Bill's cigarette. Did it seem like he was on the level?
Give me like a they don't have wisdom checks in this game.
I don't know. Would it
Think of
be
like an intelligence check. So intelligence is your, I can never remember, is your fourth one. Give me an intelligence, and give me roll 2d6 with your intelligence bonus.
Yeah, it's a +2.
+2 intel. Excellent.
2. Nice.
12. Okay. So yeah. So you're watching him, and you get the decided impression this is a very different Bill Cigarette than you guys dealt with. So when you guys dealt with him at Bill Tiefling's apartment where Bill Tiefling looked like he had committed suicide, and they had dossiers of you on the of you guys on the of those guys on the table. He was very businesslike, very professional, but also, sort of like not a dick. And he understood, the pressures that you were under, that you guys had stumbled across this thing, and there was never any question of you guys being arrested. In this case, he seems to be acting very differently. His personality is very different from the personality that you encountered at Bill Tiefling's house. He's very businesslike, and frankly, you get the impression that he's being extraordinary, he's following orders is the impression that you're getting, because it reminds you of when you were in the military. This is somebody who is following orders to a T and is worried that, not so much worried, but has to make sure they don't screw it up.
Oh, okay.
Right. So it's all business, and he doesn't make any mention of anything. Frankly, he's not talking to either of you guys other than to give you directives.
But it doesn't make
it doesn't seem like he's not handling it in a way like it seems like he's under orders from his higher ups.
Yeah.
But it's not like he's a corrupt cop or something.
No, he's following instructions to the letter. Is the vibe that you get.
Got it.
So, and now that
I put in the word to my detective contact, the senior guy at the police who came in the first time.
Yep.
I knew. And then
he has not responded yet.
And to my contact with my group.
Yeah. Okay. So gotcha. All right.
Yeah. All that.
All right. So about that time, Coffin, you hear footsteps coming down the rungs of the ladder and onto the ground. They sound like booted feet.
Booted feet.
And about that time, you hear somebody say, you there. I want you to place your weapon on the ground, put your hands above your head, and kneel down.
Who are you?
You turn around?
Yes.
Oh, the coffin's inside. What are you talking about? They're closed, right?
They didn't close anything.
Doors.
Wagner went over and healed Coffin.
Yeah.
Wagner.
What? Who are you? What's going on?
Wagner didn't close any doors.
But this is what I'm thinking. We're supposed to close the doors first, right? So that they
wait, what?
So there's 3 guys right there, and they've got rifles and pointed at you, and they are like, "Drop the weapon now!"
Who are you?
Greenpernt security, drop the weapon, or we will be forced to open fire.
Show me a badge.
One guy's like, "Chuk-chuk."
Okay, all right. I kneel and I place Betsy on the ground.
Hands on the top of your head and kneel down. Interlace your fingers. And they begin moving forward, sort of doing that frog march as they come closer to you.
All right.
All right, Wagner, they're looking at you now too. They're like, you, sir, get down on the ground and interlock your fingers above your head. Do you have a weapon on you, Doctor?
Yes.
Okay, drop the weapon. Drop it.
I say, talk Betsy to me some more.
Doors first.
He didn't shut anything. I don't remember Andrew saying that he shut anything. He came in the room and then immediately went to Coffin, asked him if he was hurt, and offered Coffin medical attention, basically. All right. So
not being on lace would not have known that you wanted us to.
Had no idea.
You wouldn't have known Coffin, but I had told Wagner.
So Wagner, do you drop whatever weapon you have? I think you mentioned you had a carbine.
Yes.
You put that down and kneel down and.
I toss a spoon on the ground.
Put the carbine down now, sir, or we will be forced to open fire.
I just did. It's a carbine Demitas spoon.
You have a few seconds to put that down, or else we will be forced to open fire, sir.
Wagner.
What I should have done as soon as they pointed the guns was dive for the hole and drop down into it and run. That was my mistake, to trust in you guys.
Last chance, sir.
You gonna run out the door?
Yeah, I'm gonna run out the door.
Are you really?
Oh my God.
Yeah, because I don't think anyone can hit anyone in this game.
I don't know. Whatever hits people on
just killed a dude stone dead not 5 minutes ago.
Wagner, drop down.
Lower level guys.
All right. If I'm being told by the security chief to drop down,
they're gonna shoot you.
All right.
They're gonna kill you.
They're
gonna kill you.
It almost dies every single fight.
All right. So Wagner, I'm assuming that I assume that you put down your carbine and then kneel down with your hands on your head?
Well, I put it down, but I sort of slide it over towards our security chief.
So this calls for a dramatic suicide on somebody's part, I think.
Oh, I'm happy to die for the cause.
All right. So
as long as I get money from it.
Coffin, are you going to go for that gun?
I am not gonna go for guns. If I got 3 rifles trained on me, I'm gonna just say like this.
Okay.
Must be.
All right. A couple of those. a couple of cops go in and talk and take the two scientists into custody as well, and everybody gets flex cuffs and they begin marching over there, bringing you guys upstairs. Once they have they're going to you see them sort of fan out and they begin looking through the complex, and one of them coughin, and you hear Dr. Udenhenkel say, "No, please do not open that door." And one of the guys is in this room and actually opens up the door to what Dr. Udenhenkel referred to as the containment field.
How could he open the door? Doesn't that have like some kind of lock on it? I mean, it's the containment field.
Well, it's not the containment. It's the sort of the door to the room into which the containment field is kept. And so the doctor goes running over there and tries to reclose it. But the guy actually turns around and pushes him back with the weapon and "Stand back, sir!" Even though he's got his hands back there, he's like, "No, you can't go in there."
Oh, Jesus.
So you guys are all upstairs and you're being escorted off of the out of the building and taken into a grav car and getting sort of punched in. When you hear a sort of thunder sound below you, and there's suddenly a lot of you see these guys are like, "Oh no," something, the guys with rifles that are up, and Bill Cigarette goes over to Bill Scaramouche, and we've got a hull breach in the station. We need people out here now. And so Scaramouche is on the phone, is like, "Oh crap, we got, then get some, scuttle some guys." So apparently something went off down there and breached the station hull.
Yes.
So
Back here.
yeah, something like that. So
we hear stuff through the neural lace. I said, "Wags, what's going on?"
You guys are now in the truck, and you guys are all four in the truck, and you guys are headed out. You see various people kind of crossing you, emergency vehicles heading towards the thing. No, they're getting you out of there as fast as they can. There's danger.
Oh, that's what they're concerned about. Okay.
Yeah, they don't know what the nature of the problem is yet.
They could have asked. Then that wouldn't have allowed you to do what you did, though.
No, it wouldn't. So they scuttle you guys out, and it's about a half hour later. You guys show up at security HQ. You guys are brought in, unhandcuffed, and put together in a detainment cell. It's not like a prison cell. It's more like a conference room, but it's definitely locked. And you guys are kept in there. You guys are in there for a couple of hours, and there's you could tell that there's a couple of guys with rifles that are standing outside. And a couple hours later, you actually see the face outside of the door and of Bill Scaramouche, who's coming up, and he's like, "You guys go on. I got this." And the door opens up, and he steps in. He's like, "Boy, we've had a busy couple of hours because of you boys. I got some good news and some bad news. Which you want to hear first?"
Bad news.
The bad news is that the Ursae diplomatic contingent has requested that you be transferred to Kukulkan for trial in the murders of what they say is at least a half a dozen of their guys. While on station in Greenpernt. Now, here in Greenpernt, the good news is that we've gone over what's left of that thing, and it does jibe with the statements that you guys made to Detective Cigarette, and some other people arrived here about that you're talking, and the fact that you guys called it in yourselves goes a long way. So right now, there's there are some charges that are pending that we may not be able to get rid of, but right now you're not under any sort of high-level criminal charges here on Greenpernt Station. It looks like what you guys did.
Yeah, I say, well, we'll be getting rid of them. Not only will we be getting rid of them, but you'll be hearing from some very senior people about this. Your guys fucked up.
That's as may be, and it's not my problem. In the meantime, I got to deal with the Ursae diplomatic contingent who is requesting that you be extradited to Kukulkan for trial. And frankly,
You got an Ursae diplomatic contingent here.
My bosses are willing to send you. Every time you guys call me, there's bodies on the floor, and we can't have that. The Ursae are important trading partners with this station, and we can't have them mad at them. Now, between you and me, your friends at a corporation that will not be named have been very generous to me, and that's going to this is going to go a long way. So what we're going to do a couple of things. One, I can't keep you on this station. You guys are going to have to leave. But what I'm going to do is, for the time being, while we sort out the diplomatic aspects of this, I am going to see to it that you guys are restricted to your ship for the time being. You are not under arrest technically, but you are restricted to the ship.
You don't have any right to arrest me or keep me contained anywhere.
Look, General, I appreciate your position, but I have every right to arrest you. According to a variety of sources, there have been several crimes committed by you directly on this station. Now, I understand where you're coming from, and I understand your position, but you can't just willy-nilly commit crimes on my station.
Defending your station, and the rest of our.
As yet to be determined. My hope is that we don't have to go down that road. Right now, my boss, Bill Shittingford, and his superiors are looking to send you guys to Kukulkan. Now, I have arranged it through some conversations with some friends of yours, General, that you guys will be restricted to the Gin and Tonic for the time being until we can get more information and sort this out, and maybe some calmer heads will prevail. Now, it would be a terrible thing to learn that, I don't know, your tanks have been topped off and your UMB filled to brimming, because you'll probably need power and that sort of thing on the ship while you wait for us to come back for trial.
If that's going to be the case, then I need to collect all my things from my.
We'll have your personal effects brought to the Gin and Tonic if that's what you so desire.
I need to collect. So
you know I'm going to have to send guards with you. You know that, right? You know security's going to have to accompany you. I can't just let you wander around the station.
That's fine.
All right.
Les.
Yep.
I'm going to ask Bill the most valuable thing we could have is information. So share what he's learned about this operation that we exposed. Because this is only one step for us. This is a springboard for us to our next step.
We're the ones who told him, right? I mean, we gave the information that these are the kidnapped scientists. I'm assuming they've spoken to them now. So, yeah.
We have not. Apparently, there was some sort of explosive device in the laboratory area. There was a fair amount of damage. Right now, we have a Dr. Udenhinkel, currently deceased. Apparently, he was quite close to the explosion when it went off. We also have a Dr. Asner. She is in intensive care at Greenpernt Memorial Hospital. She was found unconscious and has not regained consciousness yet.
What about the woman and the other creature that were in the cryogenic?
The cryogenic facility was completely destroyed. We did find two people who were, as I'm sorry to say, were deceased by the time we were able to exfiltrate them out of the place.
Sure.
Now I have a question for you guys. Do you know what was in? We found the remains essentially of a containment pod. Oh, by the way, we did have some hairline breaches to the ship's outer hull, which frankly, to the station's outer hull, which frankly, my bosses are not happy about. But do you know what was in there?
Well, from what I was able to ascertain from talking to the recently deceased nuclear scientists that should still be with us, because we could hear what was going on. Well, I guess we couldn't. I said some kind of creature from what did you tell us from hyperspace? Some kind of creature that lives in the realm between our space and hyperspace. That's what you potentially release.
You see him sort of like he closes his eyes briefly and he's like,
now do you understand the level of incompetence of your people? What we were trying to stop?
My people were going into a gunfight and they had orders. There's nothing I could do to stop it. You saw that Detective Cigarette was taking his orders directly from my boss's boss.
I very specifically told them to bring me down with them. Instead, they sent 3 underlings with guns when there was no danger, other than the danger most likely caused by your underling.
Well, that's as may be. None of those boys are talking anymore.
I guess not. Sorry for your loss.
Not my loss. I didn't like him too much anyway. I'm not much for SWAT tactics, but I wasn't in control of that situation.
We just got Don.
Hey, Don.
Hey,
What's happening? You guys want to bring Mehmet Tam up to speed?
I was showing them one of the things I got for Christmas.
Ooh, hey, nice. Bullet. Excellent brand.
Who wants to tell Mehmet what happened?
You killed a bunch of underlings that were supposed to prevent you from doing what you wanted to do.
Well, they did. So I'll just tell you quickly, Don. So we get into this room. Can you see the room?
I see the room.
Okay. So this is a containment room for both the cryogenic lab and a containment facility for some creature, basically like the equivalent of a planar creature, right? Something super dangerous that lives between our plane and hyperspace.
Okay, wait. So is it that bug creature that we've been seeing?
I don't know. I don't think
we don't know yet. Okay, at this point, we don't know.
We don't see it, but this is what we were told by the scientist who is now deceased because of the screw up by Greenpernt security there. So
this guy.
Yeah, the guy who's down at the bottom. Yep. Oh no, that's not him. That was one of the security guys. It's this guy further down.
He's dead. Okay.
He's dead.
He looks alive.
Had information that would have been useful. So yeah,
he died off camera.
We killed the security guy. Weber killed the security guy when he was running out. He was the guy I was chasing last time that ran through, who shot at us. He got shot by Weber. I was able to open this door, and the scientist was terrified that could breach the chamber, but I have a very powerful computer, and we were able to do it. And then Bill Cigarette, who's that detective that was there at Bill
Tiefling's suicide.
Yeah, showed up with half a dozen members of the security service with carbines or laser rifles or whatever, trained on me and on Weber. And they arrested us. And instead of listening to me and following us back downstairs, sent 3 of the security guys down, and one of them chose to open up without even asking anything, opened the door to the containment facility, went in and must have opened the inner door, blew a hole in the breach, and we don't know what happened to the creature. That's where we are right now. And we're now at the police station being told we are free, but basically get the fuck off our station.
That's as good a summary as I could have given you. That's basically it. Yeah, basically. So what Scaramouche is telling you guys is like the Ursae want to extradite you to Kukulkan to stand trial for the murder of 5 Ursaes or however many it was. But Greenpernt is basically saying, look, as far as we can tell, the crimes that they could still say that you guys committed here are not prison-worthy crimes. Well, they're not prison-worthy crimes, right? So they're telling the Ursae that, look, these guys did not commit murder. We have it on, the evidence suggests that whatever happened in that warehouse proceeded exactly the way they describe, which is, they were attacked. They have other evidence. They have, security camera, well, not security camera footage, but shot spotter would indicate that the guns that the Ursae were holding were the ones that fired first. There's all this, what little evidence was found in the remains of the lab indicate that yes, this was the headquarters of some sort of kidnapping. They have bodies of scientists who they can DNA genotype. And they've sent that over to the thing, and they realize that these guys have been kidnapped or were kidnapped victims. So all of the evidence corroborates what you guys have told Bill Scaramouche and the detective service. The Ursae. The problem with the Ursae extradition request is that the Ursae are huge trading partners with Greenpernt, and there's a lot of commercial dollars at stake here. And Greenpernt is a commercial station, so Scaramouche is saying, "Look, my bosses are considering sending you to Kukulkan with the Ursae diplomats."
Just
what
to
I'm
say,
telling you, yeah, just to give because they don't
keep the peace.
they don't care about you guys, right?
Yeah.
Now, but I've gotten, he says like, look, Spofulum Corporation has been in touch with me and has been very generous. So what I have arranged is for you guys to be relegated to the Gin and Tonic while we wait for all these extradition paperwork and stuff to get done. And he's mentioned that it is fully fueled and has a full load of UMB.
Thank you.
Okay, so we'll stay on the ship.
No,
Although the ship may not stay on station.
Well, the general says, "Look, I got to go back to my room, back to my apartment, and get my stuff if I'm going to be relegated to hang out on a ship with these guys." And yeah, and there was a bit of back and forth. So between Scaramouche and the general, and basically he's like, "Look, I can't help you in this regard." Now your guy. General comes back to you and he's like, "Look, I can probably get you out of this, but I can't help your friends, these other guys. So it might be worthwhile for you to sort of do what they're saying you should do and go on the Gin and Tonic, because it feels like we're onto something here. Something bigger than this is happening."
And I say to him, now, was this just a message to me, or am I actually having a conversation?
It's a message. Yeah, he doesn't come down.
Okay.
And so he's kind of vague about it, because you get the feeling that he actually uses a code phrase that says that that tells you that people are listening. So he's kind of vague about what he's talking about.
I say, gotcha. I send a message back. Talk more later.
Got it. And so Scaramouche is like, "General, I can have you. I can have a couple of guys that I know in the security service escort you to your apartments, if that would be satisfactory."
Yes.
I'm going to assume that that's satisfactory. The rest of you, he's like, "Look, I'm taking care of your processing out, and we'll and I have been ordered to accompany you back to the Gin and Tonic and watch you get on it. So it doesn't take too long. You guys get your your personal items back. Yeah.
I give Scaramouche a heartfelt thank you for everything he's done for us. I know it's not working out the way we want to here, but I'm glad he's looked out for us a few times he didn't have to, and can get us our weapons back.
So yeah, you do get all your personal effects, including your weapons. However, the weapons are all the rounds have been taken off of them, and they have security safety tags sort of run through the chambers. Same with your weapon, General. The ammunition is in a sealed pouch that is also given to you as well, and you are asked to not.
We leave the station.
Well, yeah. So I mean, they're like, please don't load your weapons here in the security station. That would be less than cool.
I do have a few other weapons back in my apartment.
Right. Yeah, and and they're saying, yeah, that's not going to be a problem. Those are your personal weapons, and you are licensed for them. So.
And I did have something else on me that they couldn't find.
Okay. No problem. But yeah, so they give you all your personal effects, and while the general is escorted to go back to his apartment and get his stuff, the rest of you are taken down to the Gin and Tonic.
I'm already there.
No, well, yeah, I guess you're already there. So you weren't among the arrestees. So
I never lost my items.
Well, they got them all back. It's not like the cops, it's not like
I got my ammo also.
It's not civil forfeiture. I mean, they get all their stuff back. They're not thieves. They're not like American cops. They're Greenpernt cops. They're better. Although they have a tendency to open containment fields. That's bad. But they're just curious. They wanted to see if anybody was in there.
Yeah.
And they got the bonus plan.
Less is controlling them.
Exactly. All right. So, yeah, eventually you guys are essentially dropped off. Bill's like, see you around. He's basically, he says, because there are other people there, he's basically says, I'll see you at the inquest, or not the inquest, but whatever they call the deposition, when we get everything put together, which should take about a week. And he's like, I'll see you then. And then they drive off once he watches you guys go into the Gin and Tonic.
Nice.
Okay, I go to the cockpit and take off.
Where are we?
Immediately, you just fire out the engine and blast.
I pull my laser carbine, I point at a jet, and I say, "Hold on."
Shoot jet! I'm out of here.
That's Tam.
You do not shoot us off immediately.
Well, it takes some time. So I mean, if it would take Jin a little while to sort of get the jump coordinates, and you guys have to like mosey out to the Lagrange point.
In the meantime, is there? I mean, I would have equipment, but I don't know how tightly my guy on the station is being tapped. Is there a way for me to communicate with him in real time through
by lace? Yeah.
By lace, okay.
Yep.
So I then begin, once we're out, I asked Jet to run his AI again and see if there's any listening devices on
the ship.
Yeah, I mean, we checked once, right, already?
Yep.
And I run mine as well.
Okay.
Do we have a destination in mind?
Go ahead and give me when you get a moment, Josh, give me a electronics or computer roll.
Yeah, I'm doing that computer roll now.
Les, did I negotiate any cargo? I don't believe I did.
You did, but those contracts have been canceled for the time being.
Okay. So we're not out any money or fines for not completing the job.
No, the contracts were switched to another hauler.
Okay. Then what's our destination, boys? That's all my focus for now.
I may have some information on that soon.
Okay, are you sending me a message? All right, so both you and Jin, your computer works together with Jin, and you do find that there are two listening devices, bug cameras, essentially. One on the bridge and one in this large break room, which you find.
I have. We can either. I don't know if Jack can do it, but I would have the capability through my computer to alter the AI or whatever it is, the programming.
Well, they're small. They're pretty simple. You're not sure how they got on here. Usually they would be they're very small. So it could be that, when the doors are open, somebody flew in, a drone of some sort to pop them in there.
I use my computer to install a little piece of software on it. It basically has captured like 4 or 5 minutes of us in there already, just sort of wandering around.
Okay.
And playing it on a repeating loop.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Along with blocking external audio.
Gotcha. All right, so you're not going to destroy them. You're going to keep them there, but just running loops. Okay. Can do.
That they still think they're listening in on it.
Gotcha. All right.
Yeah. Okay.
I could just see the general going, okay, guys, act normal.
What is normal?
And 3, 2, 1, act normal.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So
I reach out to my guy in real time through neural lace. I actually ask Jet, is there a room that I can use? I'll be able to get some information, but I need to do it privately.
Absolutely. If you're going to be with us for a while, you can take any one of these these two staterooms here and here. This one's the larger one.
I'll take the larger one.
All right.
I am a modern major general.
All right. We're just going to go ahead and put that here.
All right.
Sign up both of them?
Yeah.
Essentially, Don, yes.
And Tam's moving up.
So I reach out to.
I also claim this one while I'm at it.
Well, that was where you guys had the prisoner for a while.
I know.
It's kind of a mess.
Because it doesn't have a desk.
Sounds like piss and shit in there.
All right. So I think Matt had a good question. I mean, ultimately the vibe from Scaramuccia you got is like, look, you got a full tank of gas. I will fiddle. Give me, you've got a week to get out of here. Where are you going to go?
So like I said, I mean, I contact my guy.
Okay. Do you want to ask me some questions?
Yeah. So
Do you want to just text them to me?
yeah.
That way, these guys won't. You can won't get onto it.
What is it? It's WGM. Is that it?
So there are a couple of things, right? So that you were still going. So you've pretty much gotten evidence that the Ursae were kidnapping these guys. They have some sort of, according to that scientist, they were summoning, for lack of a better term, or bringing in these entities from this multiplanar space. According to that guy, also, there have been instances where they have released these creatures into the world and into this continuum is the way he did it. And he mentioned it. And you remember that you had one of these creatures in your hold. That was, it was sent to attack you. Yeah, exactly. One almost killed you. There's that. You also are still sort of, Palmer has, you still got the Palmer stuff where Palmer said, look, I can get you, I can put you in touch with a guy who can sell you guns, both shipboard and personal. But you have to get revenge for me, for the destruction of my house, my summer house. That guy. So if we go to the thing, so that guy is based
Bastards.
outside of Calgary. It's in it's over here at
That's real far away.
in Dismal area to get there. So you guys could go and talk to that guy and get the guns, or you could go back to Mirabilis and tell what you know, because you haven't been able to get a message to Kawasaki and Spofulum, so they're probably curious as to what you've been able to find out. I'm going to have to answer those questions. Those are long questions.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
so I might not be able to get you those answers tonight, but yeah. So you can. There's a couple of ways you can go.
I say to the guys, guys, this looks far deeper than what you signed up for, from what I've, you know me, I still have close contacts within the Marines. And I think this goes far deeper, but it's going to take a couple of weeks for me to get the information necessary for us to handle this in the most efficacious manner. So
Let's go get our guns.
we got, what's that?
Let's go get our guns.
Get your guns. Where would do I need to go where they're getting pick their guns up? That's just like a pickup and head out?
Yeah. So basically, it's Palmer's friend. So Palmer, among other things, Weber's friend Palmer is a weapons salesman. He generally prefers to sell to the affront. He has connections with them, and so the guy that he talked to you about, and that one Bill guy, I can't remember his name, told you about, was basically we're gonna hand away that. And that guy basically gave you coordinates for for Dismal System. This is the place where you can go to meet that guy. He's an affronter, and he can get you whatever you need from a gun standpoint. And he can also, if you're looking at attaching guns to the Gin and Tonic, he has the facilities there that he can make that happen.
I have a question I'm going to ask you specific to that. Hold on.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, but I mean,
There is a
what was that? There is, I mean, you could continue to, yeah, I mean, so you can't get any cargo here at Greenpernt, but if you were to go to Remulac or Is or Sarpedon, all these are Type A systems with cargo. The problem is,
Okay, we're here right now, right?
Yeah, you're at Greenpernt.
We want to go to Calgary and then to Dismal.
Was I in Mirabilis or Calgary? I can't remember.
You were in, so Calgary is, so you were at Calgary.
I was in-
and now you had spent some time at Mirabilis. You were mustered out at Calgary system. Though.
Yeah. And then I was mustered out in Calgary, so I would have I guess a huge number of contacts in Calgary. And then in Mirabilis, I have contacts as well.
Yes.
Correct, because of my.
Mirabilis is way out of the way for where we want to go.
Yeah.
But it is the home system of Spofulum Corporation.
Okay.
We'll go Calgary first and then Mirabilis. Is that the deal?
Well, the guy you want to talk to about guns is at Dismal, which is technically a war zone.
Yeah. I say, gentlemen, drop me off on Calgary in your way, in your way to Dismal.
So we drop him off at Calgary. We go to Dismal, pick up guns, come back to Calgary, and then go to Mirabilis.
Possibly Mirabilis. You got to hear what information I get at that point. The only issue, though, is that you go to Dismal, you're in the middle of a war zone, and you could get your asses smoked.
That's where our guns are.
Yeah, that's where the guns are, man.
What guns are you picking up?
The guns for our ship and stuff.
Ship-based guns. Okay. So you're actually going with no guns into a war zone to pick up guns for you.
Yes.
I say,
if we put guns on the ship to go to the war zone, we wouldn't have to go to the war zone.
I said, gentlemen, I may be able to help you in Calgary. I would suggest maybe avoiding Dismal for the moment.
Well, we're going to Calgary first.
Yeah.
So we'll go there.
We can take care of it in Calgary.
Drop you off and then go to Dismal. Yep.
Or you may not have to go to. I may be able to help you out.
Okay. Well, we've got a friend who already has connections for us in Dismal.
Yeah, that guy's waiting for you guys to show up.
Yep.
And you paid already?
No, they haven't paid yet.
Okay. And you have enough money to pay for all of these?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, can we?
So we thank you. We thank you for the offer. We will consider it. We've talked to the captain already, and we're going to Dismal to get guns after dropping you off at Calgary.
Well, what do you got?
Unless you want to go with us to Dismal.
I think we need a little bit of time in Calgary first before we head to Dismal, and I would request that you remain in Calgary briefly
to refuel.
To refuel, and while I speak to my contacts.
Well,
We'll see.
We're running a.
I don't take any orders from you, kid. So you're just an old man along for the ride right now.
Yeah, when he says that, Tam?
That's Tam.
Yeah, I just haul off and knock Tam out.
You punch Tam?
No, really? You want to roll the 2d6?
What's that?
You want to roll the 2d6?
Well, it would be a lot. It would be more than 2d6. Yeah.
Well, it's 2d6 for a roll plus your bonus.
Yes, plus the strength bonus.
Okay.
Yeah. Call me an old man.
Old man.
Faster than you, old man.
Fast enough for you, old man.
Or whatever it is. I screwed it up.
There we go.
Let's not hurt our pilot, please. We have places to go today.
You Weber in the background, like, boys, you're both pretty.
I won't hit him. I won't hit him.
So you don't hit me.
I say be respectful.
All right. So I got two questions. So what's the plan? And Jazz,
with the old man's permission, we are going to Calgary.
Yep.
Hey.
Does Captain say okay to go to Calgary?
I don't know.
We're going to assume the
So-
captain said we can go to Calgary.
Yeah, so Captain Black has people in Calgary too.
Right.
You guys went to Calgary for the cryotech, so yeah, I think and frankly, I think Black would be sympathetic to Jazz, understanding that they're both ex-military.
And we know each other.
Yeah, and you know each other from before, so
And I've protected you guys on several occasions.
he has fired off guns on your behalf.
And had conversations with higher ups on it.
Yep.
Okay,
And
so
now
Captain would
Jazz
say,
kind of thinks we work for him.
I'm offering you the potential to actually get guns installed without having to go into a war zone. How is that me thinking? How is that Jazz thinking you work?
Well, you keep giving us orders as to what we're going to do, when we're going to do it, how we're going to do it.
Yeah.
How does that not sound like you think you're the
I
captain?
can pick up another ship. That's not a problem.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Drop me off in Calgary.
Okay.
all right, so you guys are going to
It's all agreed we are going to Calgary.
Okay, so you guys are going to Calgary.
Yes.
All right. So you have Gin basically start the detachment process where they seal off the thing. There's hard vacuum, and you basically you call in. Basically, Gin calls the Greenpernt AI, Greenpernt traffic control, for permission to basically undock and begin flying out to the Grange point, which miraculously is granted. And you guys fly out to the Lagrange point, and you are at that point. However, you guys are flying out there, and you see what looks to be a Ursae vessel coming into the system. Following you, but it does not seem to be. There's no way it's going to be fast enough to catch you guys, and certainly it's not going to be able to follow you in a jump. So
we're going to make our jump before it gets to us, right?
it will definitely, yeah. Basically, they got caught looking the other way. But the fact that there's an Ursae vessel that was sort of in space, kind of on point, waiting for something like this to happen, is illustrative in itself. But you guys make it to jump space, and the calculations go fine, and you jump, and you are headed for Calgary. So it takes a week for you guys to get to Calgary. Is there anything that you guys do besides maybe engage in some minor fisticuffs with each other on the way to Calgary?
No, I was asked to be polite to the old man.
Okay, that's fun.
I asked Coffin Doyle to retrieve the ruler to measure some space dicks up in here.
All right, so it's a week. If you guys are Dr. Wagner, I'm assuming that you tend to any of the existing. You perform a couple of minor surgeries to remove bullets from coffin.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I perform a little minor surgery on Tam.
Did you? Did you just sock him?
I did a few broken fingers.
All right, that 13 is a hit. So you inflict 1d6 of damage to Mehmet Tam as you punch him really hard in the face.
There you go. That's what we do to wise asses in the Marines. That's open hand.
Ham.
It's noted.
Back at me.
No thrown, no response.
It's noted.
It's
I'm
noted.
sorry. The guy just hit my friend.
Yeah, the old man just struck your pilot.
I gotta take out Betsy and say, on the ground, sir.
No.
Oh,
really?
That might be an
I shoot him.
overreaction for
I'm sorry.
fisticuffs.
I
What?
shoot him. I'm sorry.
You want some too?
It's on. I'll draw my weapon.
Hey,
I open
guys,
fire.
calm down.
We're TPKing ourselves.
No problem.
You're not the enemy here.
I am.
Well, Don likes to be a troublemaker.
oh no!
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That gun goes off.
All right, here we go.
Oh no!
You ready, Eric? Good.
All right.
Roll. Roll.
Let me, I mean, I know you got this armor and you're all super
Roll.
soldier,
Roll.
whatever. I mean, you punched my friend
That
on
doesn't
my ship.
fall for pulling a gun, but okay.
So you shoot him with deadly force? That doesn't make sense at all.
Let's go. Eric, you want to do this? We can do this. No
Um,
problem. I whacked him with an open hand when I told him to stop being obnoxious to me, and he chose to continue doing it.
8's a hit.
No problem.
All right, 4d6 damage.
I have
You have subcutaneous armor, correct?
yeah, I have subcutaneous armor, and yeah, I have subdermal armor,
Oh, I'm sorry. Carbine is 3d.
and a Protect suit, which I guess gives me. Well, would that hit with a +4 with the Protect suit?
So the armor works is more like damage reduction rather than hit avoidance. Unlike so in armor and D&D, you know, it's like you just don't get hit. For armor in this, it's like DR. So the +4 will be 4 off of the damage.
It's DR. It's DR9.
Okay, so you get hit with a small caliber carbine round for 16 minus 9, which is 7 points of damage.
All right, I shoot back.
Oh no, man!
Do I have initiative also?
I dive for the room that I'm in.
I guess we have to roll for. Let's go ahead and roll for initiative. I guess. Let me clear the table here.
This episode is being recorded, right? This is a what not to do
Oh, absolutely.
in a future episode.
Les, what do we roll for in?
You roll 2d6 plus your dexterity bonus. Dex is your, I believe, second.
I guess it should have been there. Yes, would he have gotten a shot off like that?
Well, yeah, I mean, it wasn't. You guys weren't in initiative. He's essentially set off initiative. This is essentially a surprise round because frankly, you didn't expect him to shoot.
If I have a dex of 10, what's that?
That is +2.
Yes, sir.
All right, so now I gotta go back over here because now the ship is a battle map. All right, so blank Mehmet, you are not on the bridge. Jazz is there. Coffin is here. So Jazz, I'm assuming that you and Mehmet are close to each other.
Be allowing this?
See, I can't. So the fact that Dan's not here is I mean, it's difficult for me to say
Yeah,
what Dan.
surprised when you started.
I didn't shoot anybody.
It's pretty fast. It's happening pretty fast. So
Hey, wouldn't Jin put a stop to this? I'd space the fucking lot of us if I was him.
Coffin, would you roll 7? And then Weber rolled a
Too much potential damage to the
9.
ship.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know that. See, here's the thing. Jin does not have a ton of